What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. We are about to do positionals, and we're going to do wide receivers next. So Seahawks, I think they bit off more than they can chew with a declining receiver. Cooper Kupp, 31 years old. Maybe he rebounds. 3 years, $45 million. Boy, they are really reaching here and going all out. I like the Rams actually better. Devontae Adams, still a productive receiver. You give him Matt Stafford and Sean McVay, 32 years old. 2 years, $44 million. Love that a whole lot more with 26 guaranteed. You can probably kick the can down the road 1 year, and if he's done, he's done. That's a better deal. Darius Slayton back to the Giants, 28 years old. Productive receiver, 3 years, 36 is a pretty decent deal. Josh Palmer at 25 to the Bills is a great deal. 3 years, $29 million. Very productive guy, and makes Josh Allen that much better. Brandon Cooks to the Saints at 31 years old, still a pretty productive receiver at 2 years, 13 is a good deal. De'Ami Brown at 25 to the Jags at 1 year, $10 million is not a bad deal. Add some depth. Mac Hollins to the Patriots at 31. Decent receiver for 2 years, $8 million is not a bad deal at all. Kind of that Rashae Caldwell type mold receiver, that kind of guy. Serviceable receiver that Drake May can depend on. Demarcus Robinson to the 49ers at 30 years old. For 2 years, $8 million, adds some depth to a declining receiver core. Ashton Dolan to the Colts at 27 years old. 2 years, $6 million is not a bad depth signing. Trent Sherfield to the Broncos at 29. And at a 2 year, $6 million price point is not bad at all either. Nick Westbrook to the Dolphins at 28. 2 years, $5 million is not bad for depth. Kadero Hodge, 30 back to the Falcons. 2 years, $5 million is not a bad deal. Justin Watson, 29-year-old receiver to Texans at 2 years, $5 million is a good depth piece for your young quarterback. DeAndre Hopkins to the Ravens at 32. Still a very productive receiver. 1 year, $5 million. Great signing. That's probably what DeAndre Hopkins is going to get at this point. Noah Brown to the Commanders at 29 years old. 1 year, $4 million is not bad. Marquise Valdes-Scantling to the Seahawks at 30. 1 year, $4 million is not a bad deal either. Mike Williams back to the Chargers, 30 years old. Familiar with that system. And Herbert, 1 year, $3 million is a great deal. Tim Patrick back to the Lions, 31 years old. And he gets a 1 year, $2 million deal. Great for the Lions. Sterling Shepard to the Buccaneers at 32 years old. And at a price point of 1 year, $2.5 million is great. Tylan Wallace, a young 25-year-old receiver to the Ravens, 1 year, $2 million. Great for depth and maybe competition. Braxton Berrios, great depth signing for the Texans at 29 years old. 1 year, $1.8 million. Simi Fehoko, great depth signing and special teams person for the Cardinals at 27. Position guy, former Cowboys draft pick out of Stanford, $1.17 million. Not bad at all. Van Jefferson, Jalen Reagor to the Chargers is a good one. Dante Pettis, Amir Smith-Massett to the Giants. Dwayne Eskridge, KJ Osborne, Rondale Moore to the Vikings. Tim Jones to the Vikings. Zach Pascal to the Giants. Devin Duvernay to the Bears. David Moore to the Panthers. Olamide Zacharias to the Bears. Tyler Johnson to the Jets. Zay Jones to the Cardinals. McCole Hardman goes to the Packers. DeAndre Carter to the Browns. Juju Smith-Schuster reunited with Pat Mahomes and company. Velus Jones to the Saints. Little Jordan Humphrey to the Giants. River Craycraft to the Seahawks. Ben Skoranek back to the Steelers. Cody White to the Seahawks. Scotty Miller to the Steelers. And all 2 1-0 year deals. And the financial on some of these is not available right now. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't. But it's all 1.25 million or below at this point when they go like that. So not bad. But boy, the Cooper Kupp. Everybody was thinking we need to get him and all. That might not have been a bad fit, but for that money, the production has just not been there the last 3 years. Now, maybe he has a resurgence, but not typically. And he's been hurt. So, and in that division, with the Niners and the Cardinals, all competitive teams, and the Rams, maybe motivation is old team twice. Competition he knows 6 times a year. But boy, competition that also knows him. You gotta look at that. It's a lot of money for a 31-year-old receiver. Now, if it was 25, 26-year-old Cooper Kupp, all day long. I mean, you all remember I wanted him in Dallas when he was first drafted. Didn't happen. But the Rams are still, if I had to pick today, the top dog in the division. 49ers have declined a lot. Seahawks have gotten worse. And the Cardinals haven't really gained much ground either. So the only competition really is the 49ers at this point. The Seahawks, not really. If you kept Geno Smith, yeah, I think you'd be more competitive. But Sam Darnold with a worse offensive line, I don't know. We'll see. If you guys like the video, let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit notifications once we hit 100, doing a free giveaway. Love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.